everyone, it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life, and I have a tiny Moxie Life order, and the main reason I ordered was because the Moxie markers did not come in our review crew kits, and I totally had to have these guys. I have the Moxie markers in my hands. I'm going to be swatching them in this video. I'll show you guys the other little things that I got as well, but here is how they come. It's super cute with a little compass on the top, and then I also got a little vinyl sticker. They've been including these with orders, and this one says, "Those goals look good on you." There were a couple different phrases and things. And because I ordered on launch day, I ended up getting year-end reflections. I'll just hold on to that one. And then I ended up getting one of the older style notebooks. They are different now, but this one happened to be on sale and cheap. And I do plan on using the planner folio, so I ended up getting this one. I thought it was really pretty. It's just a dot grid. And this one does have the little heart icon instead of the little compass icon. So I'm just gonna use it for bullet journaling or whatever in here. And I just think it's pretty. I loved aqua, and I thought the notebook was just beautiful. So I picked it up. Put that down. All right, now the star of the show, the main attraction tonight is the Moxie Life markers. I do have my ring light on, so the coloring is probably not going to be perfect, but these are basically dupes of the Mildliners. I've got Mildliners. The Mildliners look like so, and the Moxie markers are the same kind of barrels. I think the ink is different. I don't know what makes this ink set apart from the other inks, but it's supposed to be a different formulation, not just, you know, the same ink repackaged into these markers. They're totally a different product. And so I've got all of the Moxie Life colors, and this is last year's book, but we're gonna just grab one of these that hasn't been used yet, and we will grab one of the new ones too. Actually, now that I think about it, we're gonna just swatch both. The colors have changed from 2022 to 2023. I'm just gonna pick one. They're just a little bit different, and that was to match the formulations of the markers. So they did end up changing the colors to match a little bit better. And you can see, like, comparing the two, these ones are Mildliner brand ones. I have all the colors except the newest set, and I did order it, so it should be here next week. But that's what the Moxie markers look like. They have the color across the bar, and it tells you what thing it is, though gray happens to not be an actual category, but all 8 categories are on there, and then there's a gray, so there's a total of 9, but that's what the Moxie markers look like. They're very clean and sleek. I love that they put the goal on there as well, and then the Mildliners have lots of different writing on them, but the barrel is the same. The chisel tip, let's see, they're gonna look the same. Yep, exactly the same looking chisel tip, and then the nib on the Moxie marker is a touch bigger. I don't know if you guys will see that, but in real life, I definitely see the difference there. Definitely a bigger tip there for the Moxie marker. Okay, setting the Mildliners aside. We're just going to swatch these. This is the 2023. If you happen to have a 2022, the colors are going to be slightly off. I guess I will swipe with both of them. So we're just going to set these aside and swatch. So this is the Work and Learning color. It is the reddish color, and it went like a deeper toned red this year. So yeah, this is much lighter, and then this one looks like it's going to be a little bit better of a version. It's still much lighter than that printed bar, but it has the same like tone to it, whereas this is more of like a bright red. This one definitely has a berry-ish tint to it. And then next we have Health and Wellness, and this color pretty much looks like it stayed the same. Yeah, this is just like a much lighter highlight version. And then, I don't know, this one may have a little bit more purple, but I feel like, again, these ones don't coordinate nearly as perfectly as these ones do. Hope you guys can see that. There we go. We'll get all the way up on the screen. We're professionals. And then we've got the yellow. This is the Personal. And then this one is definitely like green leaning, and this one's more like mustardy leaning. So let's compare it to that. Yeah, that doesn't go very well together at all. And that one coordinates well, but I'm still not actually very impressed with that match. I don't think that works that great. So yellow to me does not match that great. I do have a different Mildliner pulled out. It's just a plain old yellow. This is just like a highlighter yellow. So it doesn't match either. That's the one I pulled out to use with the Moxie Life stuff. Let's see, I definitely have a goldenrod in here too. Look, I have a lot of highlighters and stuff, so I have other options to choose from. There's like a goldenrod-ish color. still doesn't match the greatest either. All right, let's keep going. A goldenrod. I also had, I don't know, these ones are like orangish colors. So I think that's all as far as yellows. There's a very pale. This one's gonna be highlighter yellow. Yeah, that doesn't work either. So there's not a great yellow. And this one's gonna be more of a peachy tone. Yeah, that's not gonna work either. And then last one is also another peachy tone, but this one's more neon peachy toned. Yeah, that's a really bright highlighter. So yeah, there's no great option for that. I do have some of these from a different brand. These are Zeyar, Z-E-Y-A-R. I do have some highlighters from them. I'm gonna try out here as well. I think I just have, yeah, like a bright highlighter yellow and then a more goldenrod yellow. So let's go with these. Nope, still way too yellow and bright. And then of course the highlighter is gonna be neon. Yeah, that's your traditional highlight color. And then last but not least, I have some Sharpie S-Note highlighters. I've got like a more yellow and more goldenrod-y type of color. That one leans really orange, so that one doesn't work well. And then as far as the yellow goes, let's check it out. Yeah, that one actually is very yellow, but it still doesn't go great with either color. So once it's dried, there's the Moxie marker, and it goes okay, but this one's still very like muted and mustardy, and this one just leans a little bit different. I'm not a super fan of it, so that's the one I don't like so far. The other ones coordinate well enough. And then also here's the gray. I'm just gonna use it down here. There's the gray. It's kind of a neutral charcoal-y type of gray. It leans purple when it first came out, but I'm not seeing much of the purple once it dried down a second. So there's the gray. It's pretty. And then this is the physical environment, which is also looking very gray. Yeah, that's like a very light gray. Doesn't match the old color at all. Yeah, I'm not impressed, guys. That does not match. Not even remotely like that. That doesn't match that remotely, but I love the color of this, the lighter gray color. But that's a fail for me. The yellow is a fail for me. I will use it, but not as the color coding. It might actually match the circle in there. Oh, now that I look at it, it is the lighter version. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, and then the blue is the lighter version of that. The yellow is not the lighter version. Oh wait, that's the gray, sorry. Wrong one. The blue matches that a little bit better, but this looks almost like purple hued. Yeah, that's not a great match either. It coordinates well, but it's not the same color. And then, yeah, the yellow, total fail for me. It does not look like it goes well with that yellow at all. And wellness, okay, family and relationships, it was much more of a plummish purple, and now I don't know, it's a purple almost blue, and I find that the family and relationships color and the health and wellness color are super similar now, like almost can't tell them apart. And yeah, that's pretty. I like that color, and it goes well with that and goes well with the darker version. So that purple is a good one. And then now we have fun and recreation, which is an orangish color. It went from more of like a burnt orange to a more peachy toned orange. And let's that one dry for a second. Yeah, that one goes pretty well. I thought it was going to dry way lighter, but it looks pretty good with that. And then next, spiritual and personal growth. And this one, I am most disappointed in it changing, because this one's a very bright tealy color. This one's more of a muted teal, almost just kind of blue color. And it, again, like these three colors, actually 4 colors, are very similar now, and they don't stand out as well as the ones from 2022. Oh yeah, that's still really pretty. And again, they changed the color because that doesn't coordinate nearly as well. But yeah, that works really well, actually. I like this color a lot. All right, last but not least, financial. And this looks neon, like in the barrel. It looks neon. The green didn't really change much. Maybe it's a little bit lighter. Let's see, old green. Ooh, I like this green. New green, it matches the lighter color. It's like in between the lightest color and the darkest color there. But yeah, works great. The tone is the same. It's just like a lighter version. But let's look at it a little bit closer. All of this we don't really care about because that's old stuff, but let's zoom in a little bit and talk about it, because I'm not entirely 100% impressed with all of this. So I did pull out my own Mildliner colors for these categories and marked them with the old colors. on there. And I did end up changing a few of them around. So this is the Mildliner color, and it doesn't match nearly at all. The yellow didn't match. They're just kind of like my equivalents. And this is the Mildliner purple. Scoot it down. Mildliner purple. Yeah, those are very similar colors, and both of them would work. So you happen to have the Mildliner that works. It looks good. Both of those work. They're very similar colors. Let's see what else I've got in here. I used pink for the orange section, so I won't even try to swipe that one. And then for the physical environment, I ended up making it full on teal because I loved this Mildliner. Look at that color. So pretty. It actually will still work with the bar. It's just not the best match. And I think that's all I have like pulled out at the ready. All right, I've got a green one as well. This is the one I used for physical environment. And yeah, it'll work. It's not nearly as muted as the green. It doesn't coordinate quite as well, but it would still work. So if you have Mildliners, a lot of these colors are still gonna work. As far as formulation, that remains to be seen, like how good they're gonna hold up and work. And this is the red for work and learning. Yeah, that's much brighter red. This one seems to work really nicely with their red bar there. And as far as gray Mildliners, I have two of the grays. Got the darker gray and the lighter gray, and we're gonna swatch the two. That's a very purplish leaning gray, like blue cool tone gray. I like this gray a lot better, the Moxie Light Gray. And then for the lighter one, oh, they're very similar. Let it dry for a second. Again, I think this one leans a little bit cooler, has a little bit more of an icy bluish color to it, but it's still great. I like all of these grays. They're very similar. Like, you wouldn't really notice much difference with those grays, to be honest. If you're really like analyzing it. Oh yeah, I had one Mildliner out I've been using. I used this one for the spiritual and personal growth section. It's just a really pretty aqua. It will work, but it's just not great. There you go. As far as bleed through and stuff, looks pretty good. That one bled through a little bit. The darker, is that the darker? Yeah, that's the darker gray. And yeah, the darker gray down here. So the Moxie marker, darker gray. This one also at the very tip has a teeny tiny bit of bleed through. And then also this blue has a teeny tiny bleed through, like right when you start it. And I think that will get better over time. They are brand new and very juicy. So I think that will get better over time, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of shadowing or ghosting or anything. Let's hold it up against another white paper. That's where you can see like the maximum ghosting. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything except those like beginning marks of some of them. When like you can see on the paper, it puts down a lot more ink right where you start it. But yeah, just a couple of little spots, but it's not a big deal, not a deal breaker for me. I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see the whole sheet there. There you go. I'm pretty happy with the formula so far. It glides smoothly. They're nice and juicy. It's just the coloring is not exactly perfect for all of them, which, I mean, it's not a big deal. The yellow matches well enough. It's just not great. It looks like this is like the color they wanted and this is what actually printed, and that happens. I have a graphic design background, so I know like what you see up on the screen is not what you get in practice sometimes, and that seems like what happened here because this color is not a great printed color, and I think this is what they wanted, but that's what they got. So that's just, you know, that's part of printing and that's part of life. Everything else looks great. This one does not match to me. It's gray and this is not gray, this is blue. So that one's a fail for me, but the rest of them actually match really well or coordinate well enough that it's just a lighter or darker version of the colors that are shown here. Like this green is a medium version of these two greens. This one's like an in-between version of these two. This one, in-between version. The red is like spot on for me for tone. I love the red, I love the orange. The purple works really well. Everything basically except the personal and the physical environment are totally working for me, and I'm super happy about that. So out of 9 colors, 7 of them are spot on perfection. So I would say that's good odds. But there you go, there's what they look like. There's all my swatches. I hope you guys liked a look at all of the swatching, and my initial review is mostly positive. I do have some critiques, but overall I'm super happy they went with the Moxie Life barrels. I didn't even show you guys the other end, but there you go. You can write with them too. It's just the same thing, just on the other end, smaller. And it looks like I'm not going to have weekly goals for February 20th because I totally botched this page, but there you go. Just write my name. Yeah, they write nice and smoothly. They're pretty. Oops, that's not the right side. There you go. They work well. You could totally write with those if you wanted to write with those for something. There's my initial thoughts and review on the Moxie markers. I'm a fan. As far as like, would I purchase them again now that I've tested them? Heck yeah, I would. They match really well. I mean, look, I am a marker and pen fool. I was definitely getting these. There was no talking me out of it. Even if somebody had reviewed them really horribly, there was no way. The more colors, the merrier in my mind, but I would hope that they would improve these two colors at some point. But there you go. I hope you guys liked it. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.